So, I would like to talk today about energetic hygiene and what that is and what it means and how you can do it. So, no matter what your beliefs are um, around any of the stuff I talk about or around spirituality, God, multi dimensions, um, one thing is very true is that human beings are energetic beings. We have energy fields. This we know, fact. And so, you know, you you have an energy field and it responds to the fields of others, responds to the environment. It responds to different stimuli, and all these things can have effects on your energy field. They can be positive effects, they could be negative effects, they could be neutral, um, or whatever. One of the things that I found to be incredibly important, as I really started working on cleaning up the energetics of my being. So when I got into the energy healing work and started sort of peeling off the layers of the energetic mess that was surrounding my reality, I found that energetic hygiene became even more and more necessary. So when I was sort of not really I wouldn't say that I was asleep, but I would say that I was energetically less aware. And I did a lot of coping with my emotions and with my energy field and my psychic input by drinking and partying. And so that actually, for me, was a really distorted coping mechanism, and which I really think it is for most people, that especially those who have severe problems with alcohol. It's like a sort of warped coping mechanism, and drugs too as well. And let's not leave out drugs. And it really helps us because we're so very sensitive to really shut down a lot of those channels of awareness. And while it does help us temporarily in that moment, it, of course, as we all know, harms us even more. And so instead of drinking or using drugs, let's just get energetic hygiene instead. And that way we don't feel so overwhelmed by reality that we feel like we need to have a drink to cope or have a whatever, you know, a pill or a line or whatever. Yeah. Or puff. So, energetic hygiene, what is it? It's basically being aware of and taking care of your energy field so that you can exist in the world in a more authentic and more, I guess, almost less sensitive. And I don't mean less sensitive like sensing less, but I mean like less of it being absorbed into your being. So, one of the first ways that I feel is very necessary for energetic hygiene is being aware of your energy field. Close your eyes, feel into it. Can you feel the density of your energy field? Can you feel where your aura stops? If you're sitting there listening to this and you're like, no, well, then sit in quietness with yourself for a few moments. To push your phone away from your body. It doesn't have to be far away from your body, but just, get the devices just slightly away from your body so that you're their fields, their magnetic fields are not affecting your electromagnetic field so much. And feel your field. Get familiar with your field. Do use shielding techniques like the 12D shielding exercise that is in the previous last week, I believe. And I also used to do every single day, this was before I learned the 12D shielding technique, I would program my body before I went out into public. So I would tell my body, or just myself, I'd be like, okay, self. And usually I would be like connecting to my higher self. I'd say that first, connecting to my higher self. Higher self, would you please turn down my empathy today 5 notches? Would you please turn up my enthusiasm 2 notches? Would you strengthen my guard by 1 notch? You know, things like that, just to be really intentional about how I was going to exist in the world. And I did that every single day before going to work. And I would also program, higher self, please program around me a reflective orb, a silver reflective orb that reflects people's energy, their intentions, their feelings back at them, and only allows love in. And so, you know, who's to say how much that's really doing? However, what it did was it gave me, in my head, in my heart, in my energy field, it gave me the empowerment of feeling like I had control. And I did notice a huge difference when I did it consistently, that those things would in fact click into place really well and easily for me. That I, you know, if I turned down, okay, I'm going to turn down my temper, you know, 7 notches. Well, that's a lot, but I didn't have that much of a temper, except for maybe like in high school, but so yeah, turn down temper 2 notches. And, you know, then I would go out in the world and interact with people. When I really started doing this, I worked at a farm, like a farm market, an outdoor farm market. And so I was interacting with people all day, and it really, really helped me. And it was the beginning, that for me was the beginning of being really conscious of the fact that I can control my feelings. I can control how I respond. I can control how much of other people's energy I allow to affect me. And then oftentimes at the end of the day, when I was taking a shower, I would tell the water, I'd be like, water, would you please cleanse me of all the energies of my day, that things that don't belong to me, things that don't serve me, things that belong to other people, just, you know, just like really taking an active role in creating your reality. And it might seem silly, but imaginary is real, real is imaginary. Like we literally are magicians. We just have to claim it. And it's really easy. Like, I don't believe that magic has to be super complicated and hard. I believe it can be very simple and very straightforward. And it starts with your intention and your emotion. It starts with your will and your awareness. That's where it begins. And then you allow yourself to be creative. You allow yourself to be curious, and you'll create your own rituals and your own little magic things that you do, you know, and or you'll just take whatever like I offer you or someone else offers you, and you'll tweak them so that they suit you better. This is magic, my friends. Saying, dear heart, please lift all the chaos of the collective, lift anything that does not belong to me, from my entire body and field now. That's magic because we're affecting the seen realm, the realm that we can see with our eyes, that we can feel with our hands, with our minds, with our voices, with our actions that are sort of unseen. So, spiritual hygiene. Yeah. Oh, a big part of spiritual hygiene is cord cutting. And now you can have a cord cutting session with me. That's an option, especially for really serious stuff, like really terrible breakups, or, somebody's robbed you, or, some things that are just really intense, um, can often need a specialist's hand. But you can do your own cord cutting to yourself every day, every other day, once a week, once a month, whatever feels right for you. And how I like to do it is I just close my eyes and see the cords coming out of my body. And I just go ahead and I get golden scissors or a golden sword or golden knife in my mind, and I just cut them. And I release all cords that are not mine, that do not serve me, that are not in my highest good, whatever, the wording doesn't really matter as much as the intention and just doing the thing, like cutting all cords. I release the energy of others back to them. And then once that happens, I like to fill, and I say this out loud, fill all channels where cords existed with golden creator substance, closing them off entirely forever now. Right? And so you just, all those channels where they got in, where you were vulnerable, those are now filled with beautiful golden concrete. You just blasted them in there, hardened them up so they're full of God. But they're safe now and they're protected, because those beings who you were feeding energy to through those cords will try to cord back up with you, because whatever was getting that energy wants it. And oftentimes there can be individuals that they don't know that they're doing it. There are some individuals who are disconnected from source, who really need the energy of others to feel alive, they just need it. They are disconnected. And that's not any fault of theirs. It's just the nature of where they're at in their existence and what they've been through. And so, and they seem very like normal, so you wouldn't necessarily know. And then there's other people who have entities in their fields that those entities are using they use them. It's almost like they've got a straw in them, and then they get that through the cords that those people have built with you. And then so it's really very easy to lose energy if you're not aware of your energy field, if you're not taking care of it, cleansing it. I also like to call on the violet flame. I call on the violet flame to burn through me with 15th dimensional transmutational energy now. And just see the violet flame burning through your body. You can ask the violet flame to do certain things. Please cleanse all channels to others that are not in my highest good. Please cleanse all energies of other people from my field that do not belong to me. I mean, like it's literally a playground. Reality is a playground. And so you can have fun with it and come up with your own cool things. Maybe you're like, you know what, today I want the blue light to come in and whatever, you know, swirl around me, disconnecting me from all, I don't know, you know, whatever. Um, like connect with that inner child of yours, the one that is a magician and it wants to like put on the cape and the hat and has the wand and is like ready to party in the realm of magic. Give that little kid of yours inside of you a wand and say, do your stuff. And they will be like, okay, today I want to be surrounded by unicorns, and these unicorns protect me. And while they're protecting me, they're blasting golden sparkles all around me so that everyone I come in contact with gets showered in golden sparkles. Yeah, like you can do that. And it's real. That's what I'm talking about. It's real. That is the magic of it all. It, you're probably like, "Ah, that's not real, Lana. That's imagination." Imagination is real. That's the thing. Imagination is real. Real is imaginary. It's all the same. We just happen to live in a dimension. Right now, we exist in a dimension, and where most of our awareness is in this dimension. And so we don't see the imaginary like beings in other dimensions. So, on that note, spiritual hygiene, imaginary is real. Give that little child of yours inside of you the magic wand and let them create a magic reality for you. You're doing great.